Neo from the Matrix is one of the most famous fictional characters in history. His story has sparked philosophical discussions that are still going strong. The theories brought on are still taught in university classes today. Whether the philosophical discussion is about free will or whether we are already living in an alternate reality than from what we believe, Neo's analytical mind has helped us open ours in search of the truth. It takes a special type of personality to be able to do what Neo does, and that personality type is none other than the logical, intelligent, and introverted INTP. INTP is among the rarest personality types, only making 3.5% of the population. Although they are rare to find, their contributions often have a significant impact on society. Just look at other famous INTPs: Albert Einstein, Bill Gates, Isaac Newton. All of these people have helped develop modern society into the world we know it today. It makes sense that Neo, an INTP, is the chosen one. It takes an incredibly intelligent and rare individual to unlock the ultimate truth. If you think you're an INTP just like the other geniuses in the world, then stick around, because we've got 6 signs you're an INTP like Neo from the Matrix. Be warned, if you haven't seen the Matrix trilogy, then a spoiler warning will be in effect. Alright, let's get started. Number 6. You're an analytical and a critical thinker. The INTP gained the title the logician for good reason. Their brains are programmed like a computer. Every second of the day, the INTP analyzes and critiques the data from the world faster than your internet loads a new web page, just like Neo from the Matrix. Before meeting Trinity and Morpheus, Neo lived a quiet, solitary life as a software programmer. That career also takes a certain type of intelligence that fits the INTP, but Neo takes it a step further. In his spare time, he creates and sells hacking software and computer viruses, hacking into some of the most highly secure areas on the internet by using his strong analytical skills. Not only that, it is during this period where Neo discovers the existence of Morpheus and the Matrix. Even when plugged into the Matrix, living in an ignorant delusion of reality, he was able to stumble onto the secrets of his true environment. It makes sense that in a film about computers, the chosen one Neo would have the personality of the computer-like logician. If you think you're an INTP but in the camp who doesn't believe we are living in the Matrix, your critical thinking and analytical skills give you a strong advantage compared to your peers, especially in academia or debates, but even in your social life. You're able to easily recognize patterns in behaviors in others, able to easily detect manipulative or deceitful people. When engaging in a debate with an INTP, the other person will often be left stumbling for their words, while the INTP spits out unexpected but rational and logical arguments a mile a minute. INTPs make excellent mathematicians, scientists, researchers, basically any career which involves stimulating the brain. If an INTP finds themselves in a mundane, repetitive job, it is likely they will lose motivation quickly and become bored. Number 5. You are always objective and believe that the truth always prevails. Do you want to take the blue pill or the red pill? This is a question that has been repeatedly asked, spoofed, dissected, and redefined throughout the media since The Matrix was released in 1999. The question of which pill to take has been discussed in philosophical, educational settings, all the way to being redefined in the manosphere, giving men dating advice dependent on which pill they chose. It seems the theories The Matrix gave to society don't seem to be losing momentum even decades later. A quick summary: the blue pill represents ignorant bliss while the red pill represents truth. Well, if you've seen The Matrix, you already know that Neo takes the red pill. How could he not? As an INTP, the cold hard objective truth prevails all, even if it hurts. If you're an INTP like Neo, you are the type to research all sides of an argument before forming a solid opinion on it. If you have a belief that you later begin to doubt, whether from your own thoughts or because someone critiqued you, you won't let your ego get in the way and refuse to admit you're wrong. Rather, an INTP would prefer to know the truth than to be correct. If a belief of theirs is questioned, they'll begin doing the proper research to determine who is right. If they find enough evidence to disprove their original belief, like the logicians they are, they will only believe the truth. For an INTP, it's the red pill or nothing. Number 4. Patience is not something that comes naturally to INTPs. Unfortunately, with the INTP's mind speedily analyzing data at every waking moment, sometimes they can become impatient when they aren't talking to someone who can keep up with their pace. Sometimes it is difficult for an INTP to remember that not everyone thinks as rationally and logically as they do. Thus, if they're trying to explain a difficult concept to someone and they aren't picking it up as quickly as the INTP would prefer, they'll often grow frustrated and impatient. This can also be an issue if the INTP is struggling to learn something themselves. In The Matrix, Neo luckily doesn't face this dilemma when learning new skills, as he's able to upload martial arts skills into his mind instantly, making him a pro without any time. INTPs are used to being advanced at most things, so when they come across a skill that they can't easily pick up, they'll grow impatient and frustrated, giving up quickly. Do you love what you're hearing? Subscribe for more great psychology content. Number 3. You're curious and open to new experiences or perspectives. Obviously, if INTPs are always seeking knowledge and truth, it's no surprise they're naturally curious and open-minded people. Just look at Neo. His curiosity and openness to new experiences led him to Morpheus, Trinity, the Red Pill, and eventually to his role as the Chosen One. If he wasn't so curious and open-minded, when given the instructions from his computer to follow the White Rabbit, he likely would have unplugged the computer, told himself he was dreaming, and gone back to sleep. However, Neo, being the INTP he is, spotted the White Rabbit tattoo on his acquaintance's shoulder. His curiosity was piqued. Could it be a coincidence? Or was that the White Rabbit his computer was telling him to follow? His openness to new experiences allowed him to follow the White Rabbit, leading him to Trinity. Just like Neo, if you're an INTP, we bet that you've experienced some great rewards due to your curiosity and openness. To quote Woody Allen, 80% of success in life is just showing up. INTPs are willing to take chances on experiences that might seem risky, but they can't resist the temptation of knowing what lies on the other side. While there can obviously be negatives that come from this, it can also create huge advances in their careers or personal lives. INTPs are the type to apply for their dream job that they're not qualified for, but determined to try wowing them with their interview regardless. It's always worth a try for the INTP. Number 2. Sometimes you feel disconnected from the outside world. Living in your introverted mind with 1,000 thoughts running through can create an isolated and lonely existence if you have no one to share them with. To an INTP, it sometimes feels like they're existing on a different wavelength than their peers. While they're chatting merrily over what television shows they watched the night before, the INTP might feel left out, as they prefer to spend their free time researching rather than engage in activities other personality types might prefer. They'll also find themselves daydreaming or focusing more on a person's body language, looking for nonverbal cues or patterns, instead of listening to the actual conversation. Seeing as Neo jumps between being connected and disconnected to the Matrix and reality, we can bet he feels a large disconnect. Not to mention the fact that Neo spent his life isolated in his room and hacking computer software before discovering the Matrix. It seems INTPs struggle to find people that they connect to, making isolation seem more enjoyable than forced socialization. Number 1. INTPs are often blunt and cold in their language. Being tactful isn't the INTP's biggest strength. It isn't as though INTPs are cruel people. Rather, they're so rational and logical, they sometimes forget to consider people's emotions. To an INTP, finding efficient solutions to problems is one of their strengths. However, this might be a better skill when helping someone troubleshoot a piece of technology. But when dealing with interpersonal relationships, their blunt and rational language is often seen as insensitive. When dealing with conflicts, especially in romantic relationships, INTPs want to deal with everything as logically and efficiently as possible. Sometimes, though, they forget that conflict isn't always rational and that humans aren't actually computers. They will sometimes treat the conflict like a debate, trying to find evidence to prove their opponent wrong. But most people don't have the same desire for truth as INTPs. They don't care about who's right or wrong, they care about the way they are feeling. Correcting someone when they are trying to discuss their feelings vulnerably isn't the best way to have a productive conversation. It is important for the INTP to slow down their minds and listen to what their partner is saying and let themselves imagine it from their perspective. Despite the INTP's tendency to be cold and blunt, their creativity, critical thinking, and openness can allow them to create unique ways to make their romantic partner feel loved and special. They're always looking for ways to improve and develop the relationship, ensuring the relationship never gets stale or boring. And if you like this topic, check out one of these great topics next. Do you think you're an INTP who would take the red pill like Neo? What are your experiences as an INTP? Are there any characters whose MBTI profile you'd like analyzed? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.